Michelle with Pink and Main here. I thought I'd do a quick video and show you how our adhesive transfer stickies work with our cheer foils. We're going to make a couple of fun foiled Christmas cards that are super simple, quick, and easy to put together, but have that wow factor of the shiny foil. For our first card, I've got a side folding A2 sized card base, just white. And with that, I'm going to use one of our poinsettia foilable panels, which is 4 by 5 1/4. And I've got a piece of our shattered red cheer foil to put over it. Now remember, before you foil this, to always dust off or brush off the foilable and the foil, which I have done. I'm going to turn the ink machine on number 2 because we're going to be foiling with the stickies. We don't need quite as much heat for those. They actually don't require any heat, and I'll get into that as we start to use them. I'll add our foilable panel and our foil to the transfer folder. And I always look to the back and make sure I'm covering all of that foilable panel. You don't want any of the toner showing through. The toner will actually melt and stick to your transfer folder. The ink machine is ready, so I'm just going to feed it through. If you don't have a ink machine and you're foiling with a heat laminator, make sure you heat that laminator up a good 20-30 minutes to make sure it gets really good and hot. So we always let our foilables and the foil be cool to the touch before we do that fun peel and reveal. And here we go. And that is gorgeous. I'll set that aside. Don't forget that you can use the negative foil piece and foil one of the solid toner printed sheets. You could use one of our colored ones or the black, whatever is your preference, but never throw away a foil that has a beautiful pattern like that, because you could always use that for something else. Now we're going to use one of our stickies. I've taken the winter greetings stickies and I've cut out the Be Merry. That's the one I want to use. And I've also taken the winter greetings dies and cut out the shadow to the Be Merry die. So that Be Merry will go right on top of that shadow piece. So with our stickies, they're like a rub-on, but they're adhesive instead of an image that you're rubbing on. So we want to peel the backing away, and you can throw the backing away. You don't want to touch the area of the image because that's the sticky part. You don't want to get any oils or any dirt or dust from your fingers on that sticky part. And then you're just going to lay it on your cardstock where you want it. Now I remember back in the day when rub-ons, you'd take like a wooden popsicle stick or something and you'd really burnish it on there. We don't want to do that with this because it's adhesive. You can move that adhesive around, or you could scratch it or crinkle it up underneath there. So we want a nice smooth pressure to adhere this. So once you have the adhesive transfer on your paper with the top acetate still on it, you want to run it through your ink machine, your laminator, or even your die cut machine. This doesn't require any heat. The heat won't hurt it, but it just requires pressure at this point. So your die cut machine, laminator, or ink machine, any of those will work to press that on nicely. It's just the best way to adhere the stickies to the paper. If you just want pressure and no heat from your ink machine, you can turn it to 0. 0 on the ink machine is absolutely no heat. It's just the rollers putting pressure. So you can use that. So now that I've run it through, the ink machine, I'm going to slowly peel the top piece of acetate away. And what I'm left with, if you can see, is adhesive that says Be Merry. Really cool. I love it. I'm going to take a small piece of foil and I'm going to lay it right over the top of that. Again, we want pressure to adhere the foil to the stickies. We don't want to rub it again with a stick or anything like that that's rough, because like, again, you can move that adhesive, you can bunch it up or scratch it off. So once the foil is on top of the stickies, run it again through your die cut machine, your ink machine, or your laminator, anything that's going to give it the pressure. Nice even pressure of the rollers in those machines is the best way to adhere the foil to the stickies. Again, heat is not required for the foil to stick to the stickies because they are adhesive, but I've already got my ink machine on number 2, so I'm just going to run it through. The heat won't hurt anything. It's just you don't need the heat, you just need the nice even pressure. So now that it's come out of the ink machine, we're going to peel and reveal. So cool. Now we have a foiled sentiment. As I mentioned before, you can adhere the stickies to the cardstock, and instead of putting foil over it, you could put embossing powder and you can emboss it. You can put glitter, and with the glitter, you can just rub it on with your finger. You could put flock on this, so with the flocking powder, you just rub it on with your finger. So cool how these can be used. So now we have the sparkling Be Merry. And don't forget that you can also still use this piece of foil that says Be Merry on another project. Now let's go ahead and assemble our card. It's going to be a quick, simple, easy card. I've cut out from our fancy frame die, which is new for September. Here's that outer cover piece. It just gives a nice little frame with a little stitched edging in there. We're going to put that on after we glue our foilable to the card front. You could also glue a piece of acetate to the back of this, pop it up with some foam tape, and create a shaker card. It's a nice window for a shaker card. But I'm just going to glue it directly onto the card front. Last but not least, we're going to add our Be Merry. And I'm just going to glue that down. Could also add some foam tape to it to give it dimension. Here we have a beautiful foiled card. Keeping it simple again for our second card, we're going to use that inner piece of the fancy frame. I like how it fits just inside the card like that. I've cut out 3 of the Christmas tree images from the Winter Greetings stickies, but I cut the sentiment out of the poinsettia stickies. It says sending joy this holiday season. And we're just going to do a gold foil on green with a simple design and sentiment. It's just going to be really pretty. Carefully peel the backing away and then place it down on your paper where you want it. I'm going to do the first tree in the middle so I can get it centered a bit. There's our first one, and I'll just put the others next to it. Now that I have the designs on my cardstock, we're gonna run it through the make machine. To press them on. All right, we're ready to peel the acetate away. Just want to do it slowly. Make sure that stickies is just adhered like you want it. You'll see a little bit of a sheen where it's sticking. It's clear but has a little sheen to it. It's looking good. All right, I don't know if you can see the little sheen that it has there. So at this point, like I said before, you can add glitter to this, you can add embossing powder, you can add flock, any kind of little fiber or whatever that will stick to something sticky, you can add to this, but we're gonna put foil on it again. I'm gonna use some of our new Tinsel Gold, because I thought gold and green is just kind of classic, pretty Christmas colors. We'll run it through make machine or laminator or die cut machine, whichever you have available, just to add that nice even pressure. Okay, I'm going to turn the make machine off now. It'll get a little more quiet. It has a little hum to it. Now we're ready to peel to reveal. Oh yes. Again, you can always use your negative foil for something else. And all that's left to do is to glue this piece down on our card base. And there we go. Super simple, quick and easy holiday card to put together, but gives that wow factor with the added foil touch. So with our stickies, it makes it so easy to add little foiled images and sentiments wherever you'd like on your cards. Thanks again for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed the creation of these quick and simple yet beautiful foiled holiday cards. We'll see you again soon, and until then, keep living the creative life.